now I know where my grandfather was locked away, effectively, Napsbury Hospital. I thought I'd go and have a look at it. I feel a bit like I'm going to visit a sick relative. I have put a nice shirt on for him. But, I don't know what I expect. I imagine it was quite primitive, and I'm imagining there was no real need for him to be there. I imagine that it was, you know, hiding away people who weren't quite right rather than actually treating them, but I don't know any of that. I might be mixing up the 1930s with the 1850s. It doesn't look too scarily Victorian. Obviously now being turned into luxury flat.
Julian's meeting Marjorie Wallace, chairwoman of SANE and an expert on mental health. He wants to know what sort of treatment Jack would have received.
Marjorie.
Hello, Julian.
Hello. How are you?
I'm all right.
This is Napsbury Hospital, it was?
Yes.
Okay. This is where my grandfather was from 19...
I've got the certificate if you like.
Oh, have you?
Right. This is when he was admitted. This is a hospital record.
Oh, wow.
So it says date of admission, 12th of August, 1936, and date of departure, April the 6th, 1938. So he was here during that period of time.
He was here a while.
Yes, but look what's really interesting. He was here not as a certified patient, like most of the other people that would have been here. He was here as a voluntary patient.
Right.
So he wanted to come here. He could have discharged himself at any time. And there were very, very few voluntary patients. Because it was only in 1930, the Mental Treatment Act, that people were allowed to be voluntary patients.
Attitudes towards mental health had changed following the First World War. Napsbury Hospital had been used to treat soldiers suffering from shell shock. The devastating impact of this condition on thousands of men had forced a re-examination of the treatment of the mentally ill. By the time Jack arrived at Napsbury in 1936, voluntary admission, outpatient clinics, and relatively progressive techniques had all been introduced.
They didn't actually have psychotherapy then, as we know it. I mean, there wasn't much in the way of counselling. That started much later, but there was a sort of social programme, and they just started the idea of occupational therapy. And they started introducing things like metalwork, and they would have a whole programme of events. So they felt that a person's day had to be structured, which is what they don't do now with many mentally ill people. They would have been able to go out into the grounds, those people who are voluntary, like him. And it was considered that being here and having some peace and quiet and looking around at the beautiful landscape would actually help heal the mind.
The feeling I get here is Jack must have felt isolated, really, even on a, you know, volunteered to be, but he chose to bring himself here, so he must have felt pretty bad. Now I feel I know him a bit, and I can see another part of me there. It's a very strange feeling, because it's all in the past, but it's amazing how he's come to life, and what you feel for someone that's been dead that long that you never knew.